Alright, so welcome back to the channel. It's time for a wicked battle. It's time for the G1000. Sorry, no, I just needed to say it like this. Versus the JXD. Yes, people. So we're having two mini arcade machines. The question is, what are the differences? What are we going to get? And how are they running the games? Alright, stay tuned. Get yourselves up to the drink. Don't forget to subscribe to and hit the little bell. Become the Wicked Family. And let's do some comparison. Wicked style. Alright, so nowadays we're having different mini arcade machines, and if you look at the outer shell and the surface, some are a little bit similar, but in this video we are going to do this side-by-side comparison with the G1000 and the JXD, because I wanted to show you in this video are there any differences if it comes to the casing, the emulation, etc. and etc. Alright, so let's see and let's look at the layout. So as you can see, the layout itself is basically exactly the same, except in buttons. Even have the same long travel buttons. So if it comes to the button, the configuration, how it all looks, it's exactly the same. Still, if you look at the joysticks, here I can feel a little bit difference. If you look at this is more like the super extra wiggly joystick, wicked wiggle joystick. This thing has a little bit more resistance if it comes to the joystick movement. So that's the only thing I can find out if it comes to the layout of both systems. Alright, so let's talk about the displays, because here you can see we're having some differences. So you can see the thumbnails are bigger on this one and we're only having 3 of them, and here we're having smaller and 4 pieces of them. So the only thing I can think of is that we're having a better resolution over here. Both are 7 inches of fun or 7-inch screens or displays, but I'm guessing this thing is running on a lower resolution. I tried to find some information, but there is no information whatsoever. I'm guessing this thing is running on 800 by 600 and this one is running on 1024 by 760, if I'm saying it correctly. It's 7068. Yeah, nevertheless, it's a higher resolution display in this version. So if it comes to the display, the JXD has a little bit of an advantage and looks better. Not at view angle, but there's some little flickering over there. But what you can see when you're putting the same games next to each other, you can see that there is indeed a small difference. I can see on the camera that this little bad boy here is flickering a little bit, so there is something going on with this. Second of all, I can see that this image is way crisp and clear and the colors are a little bit better. If you look here at the white and the blue and the yellow and everything. And again, this third thing is that we're having this black bar. Interesting. Alright, so let's take a look when starting up the game. Let's see if we can find any differences over here. You can see that everything looks way better on this. Alright, side by side. Let's boot it up. Let's boot it up the game. Okay, let's see. But nevertheless, so that brings us to the next part. Let's talk about the joysticks. Let's see. You can see both have a dead zone, but still I have this feeling that the JXD is a little bit better than the G1000. But again, if it comes to the display itself, it's the JXD that has a way better LCD display inside. Oh yeah, it has. Alright, so pressing the return button, we're going to get this menu where we can do some little bit of adjusting, for example, the controls. And we have the quick load and quick save, but there is no difference between these systems. They're exactly the same software. I'm guessing this thing runs on the same software. That's something we're going to find out. And how are we going to do this? Okay, I'm going to show you now. Let's go to the quit. Let's quit. Yes. Alright, settings. And again, you can see this thing is running on a low resolution. Yep. Theme styles, yeah, all the same. Alright, let's go. And let's go to the system information. And you can see both are running on the first generation, but this thing has a date over here. I'm guessing this thing runs the first version, but you can see over here it's a little bit more like revision for this system. That's the only thing I can think of, but because there is other difference. If you look at the backlight, you can over here, you can see that I have an extra options, the key tune settings. That is not available on the G1000. So the G1000 is a little bit outdated. That's the only biggest difference I can find. If you look at the connection at the back, the positions are exactly the same, but the biggest difference I can find between the two systems are simply the USB connection for charging. Because the GXD is using a micro USB nowadays, and they finally removed the old mini USB. Both have one speaker, and they sound just amazing. So there is no big difference over there. I can open it up if you want to, and maybe the other one's a little bit more watts, but at the end, how is the performance? Exactly the same. So there is no difference, and we'll show you later on in this video. But if you look at the height of the system, the GXD had this more, let's say, marquee thing, but it's standing up a little bit higher. The bottom is exactly the same, but it is more the top plastic that is a little bit bigger. So here you can see that it's exactly the same if it comes to the bottom part. Well, yeah, I must say, but the angle is exactly the same. And the only difference is the top plastic. That's the only thing they just swapped out. But the bottom itself is, let's say, almost the same. Because the only thing I can find, and that is the reason, there's more like an indication you have in JXD version, is this little thing over here. Alright, so enough chit chat regarding the screen and everything that comes with this thing. Just play some games, because I am curious, how good are these running?
Round one, fight! Round two, fight!
Alright, let's do something wicked. It's time for dual testing. Alright, so in the next test I just wanted to do the side-by-side comparison with the sound, because I did notice a difference. Both systems are maxed out. Alright, so let's hear what are different. So first the G1000. And now the JXD. Back to the G1000. Yeah, no, it doesn't work, but you get the point. Never mind, you get the point. The G1000 wins it with the sound. Alright, so the JXD, at first when I wanted to buy this thing, I was thinking, this is going to be in G1000 with a different decal. But then I noticed that there were quite some differences if you look at the casing. So that's the reason why I picked it up. And seeing them next to each other, you can see, I'm just going to say it, the JXD is personally my favorite. And the reason why is very simple, is that this thing has a better screen to begin with. So I don't know what you think of this, but I think it's very important that you're having a little bit better resolution screen. You can still see this flickering going on the camera itself, but nevertheless, if you look at the image quality and the sharpness, this thing wins it big time. Right, the audio is a little bit better with the G1000, but if you look at the software itself, the things that it is running or emulating, that is not a big difference. The performance are exactly the same. So this is what you're going to get. Let me know what you think of this. I want to thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the little bell, and I will see you in the next video.